Want to return to that total lunar eclipse. It's going to happen late tomorrow night or early Wednesday morning, depending on your time frame perspective. Again, that partial lunar eclipse begins at 2:45 a.m. That's when the moon begins to take on just a darker shade. That total eclipse, when it turns red, as Brian mentioned, is very short, only 16 minutes for us, with that maximum eclipse occurring at 4:19 a.m. And then the moon's going to dip below the southwestern horizon. That's the direction to look if you want to see this lunar eclipse in the very early hours of Wednesday morning. And it's going to actually coincide with a supermoon as well. The moon at its closest point in its orbit to Earth, so it's going to look about 8 to 10% bigger than usual, and you'll be able to get a good view. Hopefully, if we can avoid too much of that fog developing, that total lunar eclipse ends at 4:27 a.m. and even the partial eclipse is over by 5:53 a.m. and then it's back to bright full moon conditions, if we can avoid seeing that spreading out by early Wednesday morning. And some of the forecast models are optimistic that we're not going to see as much fog spreading out tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning, but still, the farther you can get away from the usual foggy spots, the better viewing conditions you're going to have. High temperatures today, all over the place. Just upper 50s, Half Moon Bay and San Francisco, 70s for Fremont and San Jose, and well into the 80s for Concord and Fairfield. Those inland temperatures are going to back off a little bit tomorrow, with stronger onshore winds helping to cool things off. It's still in the 80s right now in Livermore, Concord, and Fairfield. Just 54 degrees at Half Moon Bay. Most inland temperatures are in the 70s with 60s around the bay, although downtown San Francisco quite a bit cooler than SFO. Temperatures are being affected by that onshore wind. It's not overly strong by Bay Area standards, not as strong as the winds we had last week, but it is still noticeable. 15 to 20 mile an hour winds out there at the moment, and the fog is going to spread out tonight into early tomorrow morning. So reduced visibilities, not just around the bay, but spreading into the inland valleys, and then it's going to start to back up. But still some reduced visibilities out there by mid to late morning. Finally, by about midday, we are going to see the sunshine breaking through, except right along the coast. Might have to wait a few more hours for that. Temperatures tonight drop down mostly into the 50s. Very normal looking temperature map for this time of year. And high temperatures tomorrow, while they're not going to be as warm as today, they should be pleasant. Just 2 or 3 degrees below average farther inland, a little farther below average near the water. About 6 degrees below normal for San Francisco. So let's zoom in for a closer look. Just mid-50s along the coast, with temperatures mostly in the 60s down the peninsula and around the south end of the bay, with low to mid-70s for the Santa Clara Valley, including that 72-degree high temperature in San Jose. Temperatures in the Tri-Valley around 70 degrees, much warmer farther east. As you go east of the Diablo Range, high temperatures near or even above 80 degrees. 50s and 60s around the bay, just below 60 in San Francisco, with low to mid-60s for the East Bay. Temperatures farther into the 70s the farther north you go, into the North Bay, with highs approaching 80 degrees for Santa Rosa, Napa, and Sonoma, and hitting 80 degrees around Windsor and St. Helena. Temperatures in the 70s for most of Mendocino and Lake counties. Looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend, a big warm-up kicks in away from the water. Temperatures into the 80s on Sunday and way into the 80s for Memorial Day itself. Temperatures near the bay and along the coast, more of a modest warming trend as we head through the holiday weekend.